want to share with you 10 manifestation and money tips that completely rewired my financial reality. Things so simple that they almost seem too good to be true, but they're not. These are the exact concepts that moved me from a 9-to-5 job to consistent 10K months, which I deem as financial freedom because I don't have to answer to anyone, stability within my business for years and years, and when I was finally to take the next step, these exact tips were the things that helped me move from 10K months to 30K months within 2 weeks. So stay with me here, because by tip 4, your entire understanding of money and your reality is about to shift. These tips come directly from my course, Finally Financially Free, which is open for enrollment right now. If by the end of this video you want to go deeper on any of these, and of course you would, the meditations, the routines, the homework, the affirmations, and so much more, the link is in my bio. It is the very first link in the description box down below. But right now, let's get into it. Most people who try to manifest money give up. Not because they think that manifesting doesn't work, but because they were given the wrong information and then they were discouraged. They were told to believe before they receive, to ignore your bad feelings and just affirm over them anyways, to hustle harder or to follow someone else's rigid routine, to get super specific on every single detail. And then when it doesn't work, they blame themselves. I blamed myself for years until I realized the problem wasn't me. It was the information that I was given. So today I'm giving you 10 things that actually work. The things that I teach in Finally Financially Free. And I'm giving them to you here because I genuinely want you to have them. And don't worry, there's way more where that came from in the course itself. The first thing that changed everything for me is understanding what money is on an energetic level. And specifically why manifesting a huge amount of money is not harder than manifesting a small amount. This is an extract from module 1 of my course, A Finally Financially Free, called Money Mindset Revolution. Finally Financially Free. Say it with me. I get paid to exist. Here's what you need to understand. Money is relative. When you were a kid and your mom gave you $10, you freaked out because it felt like a lot. Now you're an adult and $10 is absolutely nothing. It's laughable. You can barely go outside the house and breathe for $10. When you first started making money, $1,000 felt huge. Now maybe $1,000 feels normal, or it feels like just covering the rent. When you first hit $5,000 a month, it felt life-changing. You were like, yes, I have so much money to spend on this, this, and that. Now maybe $5,000 feels like your baseline, your minimum. This proves something crucial. As you make more money, certain amounts start to feel less. They don't feel as big anymore. And that is the secret to manifesting more. You need to stop assigning extra weight to the amount you want. Make it normal, make it standard, make it no big deal. Finally financially free. Say it with me. I am constantly getting money out of the blue. Do you see what I mean? You've been making certain numbers sacred, untouchable. And that meaning was actually the only thing that was standing between you and the money. The number, money, is completely neutral. The second thing that I want you to hear is about intelligence and wealth. Because if you've ever told yourself that you're not smart enough or educated enough or experienced enough to be wealthy, this clip is going to stop you right in your tracks. It's going to disprove that limiting belief, which is what this module is called. Module 2, Destroying Your Money Blocks. Roll the tape. Finally, financially free. Say it with me. I am constantly getting money out of the blue. Lie. This is an interesting one. I'm not smart enough to make a lot of money. This one keeps so many people stuck. You think rich people must be geniuses. I need a certain IQ to be that wealthy. I'm not educated enough. I don't know enough about business or investing or money. Smart people make money and I'm just average. And it's complete bullshit. The truth, IQ actually has nothing to do with making money, and I will prove it to you right now. Let me tell you something that will either piss you off or blow your mind. There are people dumber than you making millions of dollars. I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm just saying that as a fact. Being smart, like book smart, academically smart, high IQ, does not equal being wealthy. There are people in this world that are high IQ that are not wealthy. Being financially free makes yourself wealthy. Assuming that you're wealthy makes you wealthy. And financial intelligence is not the same as being able to pass exams, memorize facts, or solve complex equations. What is financial intelligence? Financial intelligence is understanding what people want, knowing how to provide value, taking action quickly, not overthinking everything to death. That's it. Real example. I know a YouTuber who makes $250,000 a month. That's doctor money in the States, who thought Maine was a country in the United States and not a state within the United States. Let that sink in. This guy had multiple spelling errors in his presentations in the YouTube video. He used terrible slide design with clashing colors. He couldn't answer basic geography questions. He wasn't book smart by any traditional measure. But at the end of his video, he logged into his bank account and had over 2.5 million sitting there. Some of the wealthiest people in the world dropped out of school, failed classes, had average or below average IQs, don't know basic information that we learned in school. And some of the smartest people in the world, you may know some yourself, are broke, work 9-to-5 jobs that they hate, struggle to pay bills, and can't figure out how to make money. So smartness does not equate to wealth, okay? Finally, financially free. Say it with me. My existence is of high service and worthy of massive compensation. That man is proof that wealth is not a result of intelligence. It never was. It was a result of an assumption. And an assumption is something that each and every single one of us has access to right now. We literally disprove 100 more of these beliefs. This module is 3 hours long. The third thing is how I completely changed manifesting getting out of my 9-to-5, because I had no idea how it was going to happen. And every time that I would try to be specific, my brain would freak out and create resistance, because the only way that I knew how to make money was from my office job. Here's what I figured out instead. This is an extract from module 3, getting crystal clear on your desires. Finally financially free. Say it with me. I am a money magnet. Your desire can be generic, but your intention must be specific. Let me explain. So generic desire with clear intention is powerful. You can say, I want financial freedom. That is generic, right? It's not a specific number, but your intention is clear. This is what I want, period, no wavering. That is so unshakably, insanely powerful. Versus, I want financial freedom, or maybe I just want enough to pay the bills, or actually I just want to be happy, or actually I should just be happy with what I have now. I don't know. See the difference? The first one is clear in intention, even though the desire is generic. The second one is wishy-washy, can change every single day. It's uncertain, it's unclear. You might think you need to be super specific, and when coaches say get clear, a lot of y'all make that mean that it's specific, but that's not what I mean personally. When I say get clear, it's not like you need to be really specific on exactly what you want. So I manifest exactly $10,000 per month from my coaching business by March 15th. That's super specific, right? But sometimes being generic is actually better because it releases resistance. So for example, $10,000, that feels impossible. By March 15th, that's too soon. From coaching, I don't even have clients yet. A lot of people don't even know what they want to do. And when you get generic, you will be led to the way in which you get that money. Even if you don't want to work, you'll get it in another way. So do you see how specificity can create doubt? But when you say, I manifest financial freedom, that feels open and expansive and possible. It's not specific, it's generic, but it's clear. You're setting a clear intention. Your subconscious doesn't need to know how, it just knows the feeling. Examples: specific versus generic. So specific is, I earn $10,000 a month. That can create resistance if it feels far away. If you're making $3,000 a month, limits how the money can come. Your brain might panic, but how is that even possible? You won't know how, and most of the time that's fine, but if it creates a lot of resistance within you, it does trip a lot of people up. So you can go to being generic instead. I have financial freedom, which worked for me so much when I was working my 9 to 5, because I had absolutely no idea how I was going to get that money. So it feels expansive and possible. It feels exciting. I got so excited when I heard that I'm financially free. It allows money to come from anywhere. It doesn't restrict you to one specific way of manifesting it. Your brain relaxes and you think, okay, I can feel into this. I can just entertain this for a quick little second. Another specific example is, I get a $20,000 raise at my current job. That limits the source of money to one place. I used to do this a lot at my 9 to 5, but I will be including my own personal example of that later on. And what if your current job isn't the path? What if it's something else and you're just restricting yourself to your current right now job? So generic is, money flows to me easily and abundantly through any way. That opens up infinite possibilities. Money can literally come from anywhere. And it's a little bit tricky because if you're super resistant to money coming in from different sources, that could also set you back, but I will be talking about that a little bit later on. So here's an important distinction.
Finally, financially free. Say it with me. The more I relax, the more I receive.
You don't need to know the how, you don't need to know the when. You don't need to map out every detail. You just need to be completely unshakable with what you want and know that you can get anything that you want. So manifest from that place, not from what you think gets to be true for you or what your mama wants for you. What do you want for you? That's the difference between a clear intention and a wishy-washy one that changes every 3 days. Tip 4 is the reason why affirmations and repetition actually works. And I don't mean spiritually, I mean scientifically. Because people are affirming, hoping that something magical happens. But there's a very specific biological reason why repetition changes your reality. And once you understand this, you will never look at affirmations and repetition the same way again. This is from module 4, Law of Assumption Techniques for Money.
Finally, financially free. Say it with me. My business is booming. My business is successful. My business generates me millions and millions.
So this is a simple little illustration of how neural pathways work when you affirm. So take a look at the one on the left before affirming. This is a weak neural pathway in terms of you thinking that you're wealthy, okay? So those little brain cells of yours are weak when it comes to thinking you're wealthy. And I'm broke is a strong pathway, or it can be something else, but the main idea is that you thinking in your mind that I'm wealthy is a very, very, very weak, basically non-existent neural pathway in your mind. But after affirming, when you're consistently repeating the same affirmation over and over and over again, it creates a strong neural pathway. So see, the little cells are all filled in with your new assumption. That is a strong pathway. That's what creates your assumption, because you are thinking it all the time. It's your dominant thought. Dominant thoughts create a dominant assumption, creates reality.
Every time you affirm I'm wealthy, neurons fire along that pathway. The more you repeat it, the stronger the pathway becomes. That's why repetition is so important, and you hear me saying that throughout this course, and I repeat myself all the time. And when you study, you're always getting things repeated to you over and over, because that's what creates that understanding and that thought link in your mind and that assumption. Eventually, I'm wealthy, if you keep repeating it dominantly, that becomes your default thought pattern. So your brain automatically thinks it without even trying. It's something that's easy to you to do. Remember when you first started driving your car, how hard that was, and you had to think so much about when to turn, what to do, who to let in, how to change lanes, and it was very thought consuming. But then maybe after a year or a couple of years, you're doing that shit on autopilot. You're not even thinking about driving sometimes. Sometimes you get in your car, you're driving to work, and you're like, holy crap, how did I even get to work? Because the whole time you weren't even thinking about driving, you were thinking about something else, like what you should be getting to eat for lunch at work. Because you've been going from home to your work and back 5 times a week for years, right? So every single time you're doing it, it's like neural pathway, to the point where it feels like you're teleporting to work, because those neural pathways of how you get there is so dominant in your mind. So again, that's when it becomes a dominant assumption, when you think I'm rich. And your dominant assumption creates your reality.
Finally, financially free. My next sale is as close as my next breath. That driving analogy is everything. You didn't believe you could drive on autopilot when you first learned. You just repeated it enough times that your brain made it automatic. Wealth works the exact same way. You don't need to believe. You just need repetition, and your brain will do the rest. Tip number 5 is all about routines. And I have a strong opinion on this because I see so many people burning themselves out following someone else's rigid routine. Here's what I actually believe. This is an extract from module 5, building your money manifestation routine. Finally, financially free. Say it with me. I have more money than I know what to do with. You get yourself in this brainwashed delusional lie where if you don't follow this routine, then you can't get your manifestation. If just 1 minute is missed in this strict routine, then you're not getting any of your desires. And be careful with that, because sometimes that creates an assumption like, unless you follow this routine, you can't get your desire. And because everything is an assumption, and whatever we assume creates reality, even that will manifest. So be careful with that. You want the routine to work for you. You don't want to work for the routine. If it's not a vibe anymore, it's like, think of it like this. Like, if you're the boss and then you have an employee, you're not really like catering to the employee in a way where, yes, give them benefits, whatever, but I'm talking about their job is to fulfill their responsibilities within the job that they have in your company. So if all of a sudden AI comes along and they don't need to do something specifically, and it's easier to just use AI and then give them another role, you're not sitting there and being like, well, how is this going to make my employee feel? No, you hired your employee to fulfill a certain role. If the employee is either not working correctly or you want to give him another role, you're not just going to keep him in that role because it makes him happy. Like, that's not the point of a business. The employee is there to fulfill your needs as a business, and then therefore you fulfill their needs by compensating them. So it's the same thing with a routine. You don't just do it because it's there. You do it because it works for you. And when it no longer works for you, if the routine is all of a sudden going on 3-hour breaks and you're like, routine, where the hell have you been? And it's not working for you, you fire it or you give it another responsibility, right? You change the routine. Make the routine work for you. Do not work for the routine. You are the boss.
Finally, financially free. Say it with me. Every dollar I spend instantly comes back to me tenfold.
You are the boss. The routine is just your employee. It is there to serve you. The moment it starts draining you or feeling like punishment, you change it. Because a simple routine that you stick to for 30 days will always beat a complicated routine that you only stick to for 3 days. Tip number 6 reframes everything. Because most people think that manifesting is what people do 10 minutes a day, and it's not. You're always manifesting, you're always in a state. Here's what's actually happening every single second of every single day. This is an extract from Finally Financially Free, Module 6, Living as Your Wealthy Self.
Finally, financially free. Say it with me. I would have to get a restraining order if money was a person.
Here's the thing, you're always in a state. Right now, you're in one state or some state, right? Infinite states. I don't want to confuse you with this, but like whenever I say state, I mean reality. So like you can be in a state, in a reality where you have really long hair. You can be in a state or a reality where you have really short hair. You can be in a state or a reality where you have purple eyes. You can be in a state and reality where you have black eyes. You could be in a state in reality where you have black eyes and long hair, and you can be in a reality where you have black eyes and short hair. You know what I mean? Like it's just infinite. There are multiple states, they stack up on top of each other, but to not confuse you, we are talking about desired states. Whatever you chose in the Get Clear module, that is your desired state. Like making $10,000 a month from your startup business, for example. Maybe your state right now is broke or just getting by or living paycheck to paycheck state or just getting started in my business state or business is slow going state or we're in a recession state or whatever else state. Whatever state you're in is being chosen by your dominant thoughts. The thoughts you think most often is the state that you're in. So if you want to change your state, you change your thoughts. You start thinking from the wealthy state, and eventually that becomes your dominant state. The state you return to most often, and that's when it becomes your permanent reality. Remembering you are always in a state is helpful because it will help to remind you to watch your thoughts and always think from the state where you are already rich.
Finally, financially free. Say it with me. Money doesn't mean shit to me.
You are always choosing a reality with your thoughts. You're either in the state of having money or you're not. Always. There's no break from manifesting. It doesn't just turn off when you're watching TV or resting, which means those 23 hours and 50 minutes after your technique session means much more than that 10-minute affirming session ever did. Because what are you thinking all the other times? That is the question. Tip number 7 is gonna sound a little bit counterintuitive, especially if you've been taught that doing massive action is the key to success. But I need you to hear this because it fundamentally changed how I run my business and live my own life. This is an extract from Module 7, Taking Inspired Action.
Finally, financially free. Say it with me. I have 9 figures in multiple accounts.
The $1 million question. Let's clear this up once and for all. Do you need to take action to manifest money? Here's the controversial answer. Yes, but not in the way you think. Don't get your panties in a knot. You're always taking action. The question is it inspired action? Is it maybe misaligned action? Or is it desperate action? You're always taking action. There's no such thing as taking no action. You're always taking some sort of action because if you're not taking action, you're literally dead. Whether it's sitting on the couch watching TV, lying in bed scrolling TikTok, going out with friends, working on your business, taking a nap, or consciously manifesting, whatever it is, all of these are actions. You can't not take action. Again, because if you're not taking action, you're literally dead. So when people ask, do I need to take action to manifest? Well, the answer is yes, because you're always taking action just by being alive. But the real question is, what kind of action are you taking?
So I'm editing this right now, and I just wanted to add one thing that I always say, and I can't believe I didn't say it in this module, but sitting on the couch is action, right? You can be inspired to take action, to sit on the couch, and that inspired action is leading you to your manifestation. It's leading you to your money. I know that I have said this throughout the entire course, but that exact line is really what makes people get it as well, and I really am trying to make sure you really understand. Sitting on the couch is not doing nothing. Sitting on the couch, if you're inspired to do it, if it feels good to do it, and you're in the state, that's you taking inspired action to get you your manifestation, because you can be rejuvenated sitting on the couch, and then you have an idea to make money, or you just let it in, you release your resistance because you're relaxed, and that will get you your money falling into your lap. But again, it's not your job to figure out the how. It never freaking is. Just get in the state, trust and know that everything from that point is inspired action taking you to your manifestation, to your money.
The keywords that I like to use is inspired or desperate action, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the word inspired or the word desperate. It can mean action that feels good, action that feels bad. Acting out of love or acting out of fear. Acting in the state of someone who is making $40,000 a month. I'm saying $40,000 a month because that's what I'm actively manifesting at the moment. Or are you taking action out of the state of making $40,000 a month? Are you in alignment with your manifestation and you're taking action in alignment, or are you taking action out of alignment? It all means the same thing, okay? Inspired versus desperate. So when I say those, I just mean good versus bad. Same action, completely different energy. Inspired, natural, or desperate. The question isn't, should I take action? The question is, am I taking inspired or aligned or in the state or what feels good action, or natural action that can also be aligned, or desperate action, which is acting in lack, acting out of fear, acting out of the state, not living in the end, misalignment, yada, yada, yada. Are you doing something because you want to, which is inspired action? For example, this exciting idea is keeping me up all night. I must act on it. I can't take it anymore. It's easy, which is natural, but that is in the same category as inspired or aligned or acting from love. But it's more so like, I want to eat, so I'm going to eat. Like, it just is the next natural step that is also inspired action. Or because you think you have to in order to get your manifestation, which is desperate. I can't be bothered applying for another job, but if I don't, I won't get one, which is a limiting belief. And if you have that limiting belief still, go back to module 2. It's a powerful one. But that is the difference. You're doing something that feels good and you get your manifestation, versus you do something that feels bad, you don't get your manifestation, or you get it and you lose it, or you get it and you're so burnt out that you don't even want it anymore. Like, it's a lot of different things, but trust me, no good can come out of doing action when it feels forced, desperate, like you're climbing a freaking mountain, you're climbing to freaking Mount Everest to get to it. It will never produce the same results as aligned action will. My favorite Abraham Hicks quote is, "One who is connected to the energy stream is more powerful than millions who are not." So that one person who is connected to inspired action, connected to their energy stream, connected to being in alignment, connected to being in the state of the wish fulfilled, like, these are all the same words and they all have the same meaning. That one person is more powerful and can get more done than 1 million people who are not in alignment or not in the energy stream. Right? Finally, financially free. Say it with me. I am unavailable for a reality where I don't earn
thousands of dollars a day.
The energy behind the action is everything. Two different people can do the exact same thing and get two different results because one is acting from inspired action and one is acting out of desperation. Stop forcing. Start doing what feels good. That is where the money is. Tip number 8 is something I've never heard any manifestation coach talk about in this way. And once you hear it, you're gonna look at both your thoughts and your 3D in a complete different way. This is a clip taken from module 8, handling the 3D.
Finally financially free. Say it with me. Money is never a reason that I say no.
Whether it's a 3D or your wavering thoughts, honey, they're the same thing. Whether it's something actually happening in the 3D, like seeing $50 in your bank account, or a doubt in your mind, like, what if I never make money? Treat them the same. Because your subconscious mind actually doesn't have eyes. It's blind as a bat. It manifests based on what you tell it. So whether you see it in the 3D or a doubt pops up in your mind, ignore it. Don't engage. Do not give it power. Both are just your old reality. So what does it matter if it's in the 3D or in your mind? The 3D showing you low money, old reality. Your mind saying this won't work, old reality. They're both the same. They're both trying to pull you out of the wealthy state. And your response to both should be identical. Ignore it and affirm. Examples, treat them the same. So if your 3D circumstance is saying you have $50 in your account and your response is, I make $40,000 a month, well, that would be the very same thing as having a doubting thought like, what if I never make money? And your response will be, I make $40,000 a month. What about the 3D circumstance showing you getting a bill? Your response, I make $40,000 a month. Doubting thought, I can't afford this. Your response, I make $40,000 a month. See? Same response, no difference. Both get ignored. Both get replaced with your affirmations, and both manifest you your desired reality. And that's, at the end of the day, what we really truly want. Don't differentiate between them. Don't sit there thinking, oh, this is just a thought, so it's easier to ignore. But this is real in the 3D, so it's harder. No, they're the same. Baby, they're the same. Treat them the same. Like I said, 3D is trash, just like your thoughts. They're one and the same. Ignore both, affirm through both. Stay in the state regardless of both. Like we said, yes, the 3D can be frightening, but it's the same thing. You just got to keep telling yourself that it's the same thing because it fucking is. Because no matter if it's in your thoughts, if you think against your manifestation, that's what's going to manifest against your manifestation. The same thing as if you keep seeing the 3D that you don't like, and then you think, oh, I don't like this. Why am I so poor? It's going to continue playing out in your reality. So whether you see it as tangible evidence or in your mind, it's still going to manifest. Does that make sense?
Finally financially free. Say it with me. I manifested an infinite money glitch.
Your subconscious cannot hear your bank account. It can only hear your thoughts. It's blind as a bat. So whether you are seeing $50 in your bank account or you're saying I have $50 in my bank account, it's the same thing to your subconscious mind. Both are equally powerful and powerless over you, depending on what you do with it. But if it's unfavorable, both deserve the same response. Ignoring it. Affirm for what you actually want. Move on. Tip 9 is about resistance. And everything that you've taught about that is completely backwards. Here's what I discovered that changed the game for me completely. And this will really help you when you're reacting to your bills or not being able to afford what you want. Whatever it has to do with finances, this is going to blow your mind. This is extracted from Module 9, Nervous System Regulation. Enjoy.
Finally financially free. Say it with me. My mind is worth billions.
Don't force the discomfort to go away. When you're sitting with discomfort, don't try to force it away. Don't try to make it disappear faster. Just let it be there. It can take minutes, days, weeks, or months. Sometimes the discomfort passes in minutes. Sometimes it takes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes even months. And that's okay. The key is not rushing it. And I'm not talking about full anxiety dissipates. I'm talking about per thought or per circumstance, per situation. But the more you practice it with each situation, the less it pops up in your mind, and you just become more in the state of being at peace no matter what. And your life just becomes exponentially better, and it opens a gateway for your manifestations to come because you're a blank slate. I'm feeling so nice and like relaxed and sleepy now. Very contrasted to this morning. It's perfectly okay no matter how long it takes. Don't judge yourself. Give yourself grace. The key is not rushing it. Hang out with me for as long as you want. Have this mentality. Just think about this whenever you have resistance, when you take a dip in emotion. Resistance, you can hang out with me for as long as you want. That always seems to help me. I'm not trying to push you away. I'm just gonna relax into you until you're ready to leave. But until you do, let's hang out together. I'm going to Walmart right now. Do you wanna come? Like, it's the opposite of what we resist persists. What we invite in will just run away. So if you don't want someone contacting you, just match their energy and be like, you want to hang out? Want to hang out? Want to hang out? Want to hang out? Creep them out. Just creep the resistance out and it will run away. When you have this mentality, it goes away much faster. Why? Because you're not resisting it. What we resist persists. When you try to push resistance away, it gets stronger. When you fight it, it fights back. When you say go away, it stays longer. But when you say you can stay as long as you need, it dissolves. What we resist persists. What we accept releases. Because all it is your resistance wanting to live in your reality still. It's like, I just want to be alive. And when you say, yeah, hang out with me for as long as you want, you give it that like not important feeling. You soften into it and it's like, oh, I'm ignored anyways. There's no point of me being here. Let me annoy something else, someone else. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. So in summation of that, what we resist persists. When you fight resistance, it gets stronger. When you say go away, it stays longer. It's almost like that fable of the sword that was stuck in a stone, and the legend was whoever was able to take it out was the rightful ruler of Britain. I remember watching a cartoon as a kid, but it was like a line of men was trying to take the sword out with all of their force and they couldn't do it, but it was only when this really skinny lanky guy, I don't quite remember, walked up and took the sword out just lightly is when it worked. It's because it was done lightly. There was no pressure. That's the same as what we resist persists and what we accept releases, because that acceptance is an energy of light. It's like, okay, here you go. Yes, it's a thing. Make friends with resistance. Welcome it with open arms, as if it was a friend who needs support or a child who needs comfort. How would you talk to your resistance if this was happening to your sister or your favorite person? Hold space for it. Tell it it's okay, we got this, it's gonna be okay. The more you befriend it, the faster it leaves. Do everything with love. This is a physical practice.
Finally, financially free. Say it with me. People are obsessed with paying me.
Stop fighting it, invite it in. Let it sit with you. Breathe into it. Don't engage with it. Don't ruminate on it. Just let it be there and watch how it dissolves on its own. It's gonna be scared of you. It's gonna be avoiding you by the time you're done with it. What we resist persists, and what we accept releases every single time. And tip 10, this is a fun one. It's called the calculator technique, and it's going to change completely how you think about making money.
Finally, financially free. Say it with me. Money is drawn to me like a magnet from every single possible source.
The calculator technique. This is so fun, and I do this all the freaking time, you guys. This is my game. Like, y'all can play Angry Birds. I'm on my Hello Kitty calculator, tapping away, seeing all of the ways that money can come into my life this month. So this technique helps you expand your mind to see how money could come. And it's so fun imagining all the ways that money can come in. Okay, so step 1,
Pick your desired monthly income. Example, 10K a month. You know I'm manifesting 40K a month, right? So that is my desired income. But let's just stay with 10K a month, right? Step 2, break it down into different ways the money can come. So 10 clients can buy a 1K product this month. 100 people can purchase your $100 bundle. 1 client can purchase your 10K masterclass. 5 clients pay 2K for a course or for intensive coaching session. Or you can have 2 sponsorships at 5K each. It doesn't mean that that is the only way that it has to happen, but it's just fun fantasizing, right? That puts you more in the state of it happening. You are able to see more possibilities. It becomes more real to you. It feels more real to you. Step 3, visualize each scenario. Feel into it. This opens your mind up to multiple ways money can flow to you. You're not attached to just one way. You're open to all ways. And did I mention how fun it is? Finally financially free. Say it with me. My broke era is officially over.
Do you see how fun that is? You're not attached to just one way of making money. You're playing around with it. You're just playing a game with your mind. Opening it up to limitless possibilities. Making the number feel tangible instead of abstract and out of reach. I literally do this on my Hello Kitty calculator and it never gets old. It's so fun. So there you have it. 10 things that I genuinely wish that someone told me before I wasted my time grinding to the grindstone at my 9 to 5, wishing, hoping, and praying for a promotion that never came. Let me recap quickly. Tip number 1, manifesting big money is the same as manifesting small money. It's all neutral. Money is neutral. Tip number 2, intelligence has nothing to do with wealth. Your assumption has everything to do with it though. Tip number 3, your desire can be generic, but your intention must be unshakable. Tip number 4, you don't need to believe your affirmations. Your belief comes last, not first. Tip number 5, your routine works for you. You don't work for your routine. Tip number 6, you're always in a state, whether you like it or not. So choose the one that you like. Make it the right one. Tip number 7, inspired action feels good. Desperate action feels forced. No matter how much you think it's going to lead you to your manifestation, it's not. It never will. Follow the pull, follow the stream, follow the path of least resistance and what feels good. Tip number 8, a doubting thought and a negative bank balance is the exact same thing to your subconscious mind. Treat them the same. Ignore and affirm. Tip number 9, stop fighting with resistance. Quit affirming over it. Welcome it. It dissolves faster when you do. Tip number 10, play the calculator technique. Break your desired income into 5 ways that it could come. Why not? Make the money feel real. Make it a game. All 10 of these tips and so much more is in Finally Financially Free, my money course. 10 modules, 24 hours of content, guided meditations, 100 plus golden money affirmations, homework assignments, the exact techniques that I used to manifest working 9 to 5 to financial freedom, then stability for years, and then going from $10,000 to $30,000 a month in just 2 weeks alone. It's all in Finally Financially Free, and I give you different routines that you can use that would suit you. And again, so much more. The course closes very soon. The very first link in my description box is the link to enroll. And if this video resonated with you, please save it because you're gonna wanna come back to this. Your broke era is officially over. I'll see you inside.